Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tomb Raider 2. If you've been watching this through from the get-go, or even if you've only just watched the last episode, you'll know that I have waxed lyrically about this very level. This is the Temple of Xian, and it is, in my personal opinion, both the toughest and best level of this game. It's an absolute gauntlet, and it tests all of the skills you've put together. It is not the last level in the game. There is two more after this, but this for me is the big kind of climax of this game. There's like technically three if you consider the epilogue after this, but this, from a mechanical and difficulty standpoint, this is where it peaks, I think, in my opinion. But anyway, this is going to be a long one, so if you're in this for the long haul, get yourself nice and comfortable, grab a snack, turn out the lights, and let's get into this. So, the thing I find most entertaining about the start of this level is that right there is what we're here for. That's the Dagger of Xian. That is what we've been chasing. And it's right there. It's right there. The hilarious thing is, as soon as you go to try to take it, bam. You are sent off on this absolute gauntlet. Slicing blades, boulder traps, you name it, you got it. Let's just turn ourselves back around, and we're going to need to do a mid-air jump, because we're about to get our first secret. You've got to be sliding down this backwards so as you can grab on the way down, because the secret is right here on the left. Very easy to miss. You know, if you you'd probably catch a glimpse of it on the way down if you were paying attention enough, but by the time you see it, it is too late. So there is secret number 1, and as you can see, we are now Lord knows how deep behind or underneath where we started, and our job now is to work our way all the way back up, which is going to be a challenge to say the least. Right, we got some fishes to quickly take care of before they cause us mild irritation. Right, now, how's my health? Yeah, it's okay. We'll hit a quick save here. This ticks a lot of the boxes for me of what I really enjoy in a Tomb Raider level. So we have this area right here. We're going to pass back and forth through this area multiple times. You can see that there's a keyhole here, there's a gate here, there's a ladder up to a trapdoor up here. There's also a way to go swimming under there, and we saw back up top that there's a rope bridge. So we're going to pass through this area multiple times. But first of all, we need to go under here. Now, you can get this later if you want. I like to get it now. It's just a small medipack here. You'll pass by it later when you're coming from that direction. There's a little key on the other side of that grate. We will come out this way later, so you can get it then, but I like to get it now so I'm not under pressure if I'm low on breath. But in anyways, come up out of here. Now, again, multiple ways to go. Place here to the right with a keyhole. Big thing in front of us with giant doors. You know, it just feels like a really open level. Before we do anything, we're going to quickly grab these shotgun shells. And then there are 2 tigers that we need to take care of here. We'll be able to take care of them easily enough. You'll even see them spawn in here in a second, because they're going to spawn in one by one right in front of me. There we go. 1. And the other one is going to be right in front of us here. There we go. So, with those taken care of, we're going to soldier on. And it would be fairly understandable for you not to have any idea where to go. But there's another one of our favourite little things. And I completely actually forgot about this when I was talking about these panels. I was right in saying that they're only used at 2 levels, that being the Ice Palace and this one. But I completely forgot about this specific one. But anyway, up we go. This one, considerably less lethal. It will kind of put you in the right direction generally. And around this side, there's a sneakily hidden little switch. And that's going to open the trapdoor back where we saved, basically. Now, we are going to have some feathered friends joining us here. There he is, just underneath. Come on, pop your head out for me. There you go. Et voila. Right, so with that trapdoor opened, that is precisely where we are going to head next. Oh, I really wanted to do a swan dive there, but apparently I left it too late. I have to say, I absolutely love that the water is like practically flowing. Like, it was kind of like that in the original, but it genuinely just looks so cool in its flow in the new graphics. I just think it's really cool. Anyway, up we go. Now, oh, spiders, I forgot about those. Whoops. Oh, we're dead. That was silly. I'll be back to here in a second. I'm not going to make you sit through that again. Okay, welcome back. We are right where we were. I've killed the spider. No harm done. I'm going to caveat this now before we get too much further into this level. I will die multiple times in this level. It is tough. It is like very punishing if you make one small mistake, like we've just seen, a simple case of taking one back step too far. You know, we're going to have instant kills, we're going to have huge falls, we're going to have traps. Like, we are probably going to die multiple times. Just wanted to caveat the rest of this with that. So, moving on to this next room. As you can see, room full of lava. Kind of hard to see where you're supposed to go here. The ultimate answer is over there. There's no way you can jump that, I don't think, anyway. We don't want to, regardless, because what we want to do first is get our second secret. Which is just basically straight down here. You can see it there just at the bottom of the picture. But while we can take that drop, we actually can't survive. Lara will not grab this next drop. She'll just miss it and die. Which is tantalizingly cruel that the ladder is there to almost make you try it and believe that it will work. It won't. You'll die. There's a much easier way to do it. You may already be able to see it underneath us here, but I'm gonna walk us through it here now in a second. So this is the actual path to get through this room anyway, is to just go down through these bits, and then when we get to here, you will be able to grab this. That was weird. I've never seen her drop that far. Anyway, moving quickly on from that and counting my lucky stars, we're just going to drop, grab, and shimmy over to the right, and that is secret number 2. I don't think this one is a particularly difficult one to get or to figure out, because you kind of have to go through... You kind of have to go by the way to get it. Just getting through this room. Unless there's another way that I'm just not aware of. I think it's just there to kind of... It's kind of there just to be that little cruel trick. Just to set the tone. You know? But, anyway, moving on. We've got 2 out of 3 secrets. We've got a long way to go yet. And our 3rd secret won't be for quite a while, so we don't need to worry about it too much. Now, we're going to have another spider to deal with here. Comes in from behind us. And then we take this ladder up. And we are at the way out. What I find to be the interesting thing is you will be able to see it from up where we are now. You'll be able to see from up there where we started, but you won't be able to see the ladder that we just climbed up. So I think it's supposed to try to make you think you're supposed to use this slope in some way, shape, or form. But I'm not entirely sure. Don't try it. You will just slide back off, and there'll be nothing you can do. Right. Where are we going here? Remind me. Ah, yes. Yes, the spike room. We're going to save here. I'm going to say, oh yes, the spike room multiple times in this level, by the way. I'm going to save here because I haven't saved since back in that water area. So needless to say, you've got spikes here. Don't fall on them. We need to go up here, but there's a gap in the ladder. Which is fine. We can handle this. What we need to do is shuffle across to the right. You can now see that there are spikes at the top of the left and the middle sections of this. So we need to go all the way over to the right. Because again, while you might think that doing this would let you grab the ladder, jumping back onto this slope and up will actually put you to the top, which would kill you instantly landing in those spikes. So watch out for that. Make sure to go all the way across. Now, for a very sneakily hidden pickup, you can see the exit kind of at the far end of these breakable tiles. But there's a pickup hidden if you just stand on the last one. And there are some shotgun shells just hidden here. Most people would just run and take the jump onto the slope that we're about to, but yeah, you'll miss that. So watch out. Now, watch out for the spikes. They're not good for you. Just a couple of jumps will get you there. It's no big deal. But what we want to do is drop into this square for some grenades. There's probably a way to do that where you jump off a slope and land perfectly on that one tile that doesn't have any spikes. But I like to take that one a little bit more safely. Alright, big switch. That opens the big doors where the tigers were, and we climbed up on top of that little archway. And one thing I love, this is just going to turf us right out at the top here. And I love that the level just loops like this. I love that the level just loops like this. So we can immediately go and just swim through to where those big doors are. Now, on to section 2. Now I'm going to hit a quick save here. Because there's some tricky parts coming up. Right, watch out for these guys. These statues that are kind of like endlessly... It is a cool effect, but there's like a big army of terracotta warriors. Don't worry about them. But these guys, yeah, they'll bring their sword down. Every single one of them will do it once you're within a tile. So just watch out for those. You can find a way, like you can walk through so that you don't trigger any of them. except for this one if you want that pickup, because that sound will probably get annoying later on, but just bear in mind, yeah, you don't have to activate them. Anyway, only one way to go, and that way is up. Now, I actually think this is one of my favorite rooms, and it looks super complicated. Ultimately, we're just trying to get up to there. You can see a little doorway up there, but the room is full of slides and slopes. I know I probably don't need to. I can do this first try. So basically, I'm gonna try to talk us through this before I take it. So we're gonna take this slope in front of us, slide down, jump over to that slope, and then there's going to be another 2 slopes in the corner here that we're going to jump off of, and then grab that very far, not quite slope, and then just climb up, and jump across. Allow me to demonstrate, and this is going to be hilarious because either I'm going to do this first time like I said, or I'm going to be made a fool of by dying. But here we go. Oh, nailed it. I just find that whole sequence really fun. It's not particularly difficult, just knowing where to go and where you're aiming for is kind of... It's probably about 60% of it. Timing the jumps and you kind of need to turn Lara slightly so that she's always sliding down frontways. If you accidentally land and Lara slides backwards, you've just made it a lot more difficult for yourself. And if you slide backwards down the very last slope, yeah, you're gonna die. You're very unlikely to get a mid-air twist to try to grab that ledge. I assume it's possible. I've never had the problem, so I've never actually tried it. Now, there's a very important reason why I just saved. This next bit is extremely difficult to pull off and not die. So there is what looks like a switch right in front of us. It's not actually a switch, it's a fake out. But as soon as we go forward, the floor is going to drop out just like earlier, except it's going to turf us down into a lethal trap. And we've got to be quick here. So we jump. No. No, 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 no. We don't jump. Shouldn't have jumped. Bad idea. Let's not do that. Oh, I need to just get my health up in case this goes badly. Right. So let's try this again. We're going to wait till we land, immediately jump forward, hold action to grab the medipack. You can see the spikes coming in at us. Jump forward, hit the switch, jump backwards, spin in the air, and go. Oh. Whew, wasn't that tight? I can't begin to describe to you how many times I've had to practice that to be able to get it. It is extremely, extremely tough. Also, I heard the sound of a door locking, and I never know what that actually is. Oh, there's a door there. I never noticed that before. Okay. Right, so this is relatively easy. If you look up, you can see a boulder up there, so you kind of know there's boulders coming. You can see it at the top of this slope, at the very end there. We're just going to trigger that here, and then just hop back and let it spin on by. Then you will see another one here. Weirdly enough, this does not start to roll if you walk here. So we're just going to hop up here for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to run diagonally across here and just drop. We don't actually need to trigger it. We can just hop up on this platform here. But I like to drop it just for completion's sake, you know. And then for the last one here, this will drop once we hit this next tile. Ooh. And we're going to immediately take our back steps, grab the ledge, it'll go over our head, and that is job done. Alright, so we've got a very dark room up here. There's nothing to worry about. I know you can hear doors, or not the door traps. It's the blade traps. There's not really anything to worry about in here. There's no traps. There's actually no pickups either, if I remember right. There's just a switch in the corner here. But hitting this switch is going to trigger an enemy. We're gonna... There we go. Take out with the minimal amount of damage. Now, this is a little bit tricky. I'll be surprised if I get through this without taking some sort of damage. So we're going to save anyway. We've got enough health that it shouldn't be a problem. But basically we need to get to the bottom of this ladder. And the easiest way I've found to do this is get yourself as close as you can. And then when you see your opportunity, it's all about timing. Just drop and grab. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage. If you leave it too late, you drop too far and she doesn't grab. If you catch too early, she'll be in the way of the blade and take more damage. Can't even see this one. I'm going to have to do this by sound. There we go. Okay, that worked out surprisingly well. I didn't take too much damage. The quarter health. Okay. Right, so quickly go. We're going to take it in 2 goes. And then you go here. We're going to burst through. So, needless to say... Oh yeah, I forgot about the birds. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's say... I'm kind of regretting triggering those blade armors, because that's going to get really annoying. Do you know what? We'll use a large medipack. We've 19 of them. We're not going to need them all at this point. Okay, so this switch is going to open the door on the opposite side of the room. I think I may be too late with this already, but we're going to try to make it through. Ooh, it's... yeah. It's on a timer. It's a very short timer. You've got to just go. Right. This is quite a tricky little bit. These swinging spike balls isn't too bad. I like to just look at the shadows under it to see where exactly they're swinging. Line myself up, and once they go by, just run by them. And we just do that for each one. Go. And then look at the shadow for this one. And go. Okay. The door behind me, is that what that is? Oh, okay, so there are doors behind me just closing, forcing me forward. Okay, so. No, I won't. I won't save here. I won't need to. I can get past these traps easy enough. So there's 2 switches on the wall. One to the left, one to the right. I've done that backwards. Yes, I know. Don't mind me. One is going to raise the platforms here, and the other is going to open the door at the end. We need to hit both and run through. And then we'll have an absolutely epic looking chase scene. So hit 1, jump. Hit 2, go right and then left because, oh no. I hate it when that happens. That happens because Lara takes a tiny step backwards when she hits switches. So you are... Oh, I took some damage there. You are slightly further into the tile than you would normally if you were pressed up against the wall. Which means when you take your jump back like that, you'll go over the edge, which is really annoying. But anyway, let's try this again. You see she just takes a slight step back there. Do this one. So what I need to do is angle it and run. Oh no! This is what I mean about, like, it's this level being extremely punishing. Like, the tiniest misstep in timing, tiniest misstep in your jumping accuracy, everything is just punished by death. Alright, let's try this again. We're going to be too slow. Yeah, and I knew it. I knew it. I tried to stop and jump backwards, but it was too late. It was too late. Oh, come on. Now I'm just getting tilted. Okay. All right. All right. Let's just slow this down. Slow this down. That's how we get through this without rushing. Okay. Switch. Switch. We're going to actually take a step forward and go. Quick hop there just to be sure. Okay, here we go. Boulder coming. Cool, epic, cinematic camera. Yeah, I just really love that. It's a little bit anticlimactic when you die 4 times before actually getting it, but yeah. So, cool dragon. You can actually look back and see everywhere that we just came from. You can't go back that way anymore. Obviously, everything is changed. The doors closed again, and the breakaway tiles are gone, and the platform has collapsed. So, only one way to go. So, it doesn't really matter which of these sides you take. They both lead up to the same place. I like to go this way because there's some pickups here for the automatic pistols. And then you get alerted to the idea of spiders by the webs. So we'll be watching out for those now. Hear the skittering. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Right, and we're going to hit the switch. And that switch is going to completely change the layout of the room we were just in. We're going to go here. The tile will trigger another spider from the far side of the room, weirdly enough. I thought it would come from this one, but apparently not. Right, so before we take any drops down, you'll be able to see the third secret here. Just in the distance on that ledge, the last dragon, the jade. We'll be getting it soon enough, but not immediately. So we're going to take a sequence of drops here. This one's a bit longer. Right, so we have a fun little platforming section here. Again, that I quite enjoy. Once you get to here, I would recommend you save. It can be a little tricky. It's a little bit like the room I was talking about earlier with the slides. You need to kind of angle yourself so Lara lands and will be forward facing. And then once you catch here, you can just jump straight up to here. And then it's a simple case of just taking your jumps from here on out. And then from here, we take a run and jump to land on this lower platform. And then, if memory serves, I don't need a running jump for this one. I'm just going to save in case. There we go. Thing coming down. Got a drop. Let it go over my head. You can also see there's a second one up there. We're going to take care of that now here in a second. So you can either jump to this and jump back, just do a backflip back to where you are, or you can do what I actually kind of prefer to do and just keep going. Just keep going. And then from here, whoops. I really wish there was a way to turn Lara around. Oh, we can make this. Huh, we actually did that in a very opposite way. Basically, I was trying to get up to the top slope there so that we could do that the right way facing, but that is how you get the third secret. You just find a way to face yourself down that slope, and it'll springboard you up to this ledge, and you can just jump over to get this. And that gives us 8 magazines of Uzi ammo. Is it a little excessive? Probably. Do I care? No. I'm very happy with all that ammunition. How much does that leave us with? way more than we'll ever need. Right, so I'm going to take the jump over here. This is where I was about to jump to when I made a mess of it. We get up to here, turn around. We probably don't need to shoot the shotgun here, but I will. So basically, this is where I was trying to get to, so that we could just drop and slide the whole way down. Bounce on the springboard up, and that'd be that. But I kind of messed up the setup, but managed to salvage it. So, all good, I suppose. And then just a hop up to here. Now, you get into this room and you go, what? There's nothing here. Anybody that's figured this out already is... It's a pushable block. We're just going to get it out of the way. I can't remember if I'm supposed to push this or not. I don't think I'm supposed to push it. I think I'm supposed to pull it out of the way. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do either. It makes no odds, to be honest. You could push it through and it would be just as fine. So hit this switch for this trapdoor. And then we're going to drop down. But you can see the boulder here. So I'm going to hit our save. It's not too bad. It's just a case of once you start going, just keep running. Don't stop. You will outrun it. It'll be tight, but you'll be fine. Once you get to the end, just duck into here and down the slope. And you'll be fine. Easy peasy. And this is going to leave us back out here again. Except now we have two tigers below us. Which we're going to try to take care of from up here if we can. They do like to run around a lot. Would you be so kind as to let me shoot you, please? Uh-oh, okay, we're fighting. And this one's coming in from the far end. We already got a few shots away on him. Right, now, I didn't actually point it out, but we picked up the dragon seal earlier, right after that dramatic, cinematic run and jump. And that goes here. Which will open this. Now, I'm gonna hit a save again here. Not because I'm worried, I just want to save the progress of getting this far. There is a rolling blade thing here that we just need to wait out. Just hop in here, wait for it to roll past, and go. We'll duck in here just to be safe. And go. Now, we have another delightful puzzle room. So you may not know it yet, but the ceiling is coming down. It's not a big deal. There's 3 switches on the walls. You just need to hit them and get out. That's all. You've loads of time. You've loads of time. It's not like I'm still jumping and you're still not even in sight. It's just a case of figuring out where the actual switches are. Like, even with me taking this slowly, we've loads of time. It's not, it's nothing to be worried about. But don't forget to get the small medipack that's in there as well. Now, I quite enjoyed this next puzzle. Whoops. I quite enjoy this next puzzle just because I feel like it's a bit of a throwback to the cistern, personally. Which a lot of people don't like that level because they find it really difficult and confusing. But I love it because I think it's so clever. I'm gonna hit the save here. So we're gonna raise and lower the water level of this room multiple times. But first, fish are food, not friends. Okay, with that taken care of, going to hop in and hit this switch right here. And that's going to show us a door opening. But what that door opening has actually done is allow water to flow into the room. So now the water level is higher. Ultimately, where we need to go is through this door here. And we'll get to that shortly. But one other thing not to forget, it's very easy to miss, quite well hidden. Right here, you can hop on out and get yourself some goodies. Grenades and a large medipack. I do quite like that you can swim all the way back down to here where you just climbed up. I just think it's kind of cool. Right, we need a huge breath to get ourselves through this next section. So make sure you're starting at full. We're going to ignore the first lever. We don't need it, not just yet. All it does is speed up our route back. We're actually going to go through this gap here. We're going to grab this small medipack, do a quick turn, hit the lever here, which is going to open the gate behind us, which would have prevented us getting that medipack earlier. Oh no, it wouldn't have, actually. I thought it opened out. Then we have this lever, and yes, I know it looks like we're dangerously low on breath right now. It's okay. We'll be fine. Oh, maybe not after getting stuck there. We just need to hit this lever, and this door reopening is going to absolutely blast us back down, and we just need to... There you go. That little clip, that little kind of clip where we got a little stuck. Without that, we would have made it just in time. But yeah, we left that little tight. It's okay. It's no big deal. We made it. What that did was open this door, which is going to allow us to go in here and pull this lever. And that's going to open the door out of here. There you go. And that one opens upwards for a change. No idea why. Just an interesting change. Right, so now, in order to reach that, we need to change the water level again. And up we go. Another puzzle down. Oh, I forgot about the fish. But it's okay. Come on, Lara. Get yourself up and out. There you go. Right, so it's very easy to miss that pickup that was right under there. Because you don't really see it. It's very easy to miss because you probably just jump over to get this, but there's a small pickup right below there where I think there's a skeleton there, isn't it? Yeah. That's all that's in this room, just those two things. A nice little touch is that we're below, you can see the spike walls there. That's where we had the really, really tight trap where we slid down the slope, grabbed the medikit, hit the switch, jumped and twisted and just narrowly made it out. So we're now below that, and I think it's really cool that you can look up and see it. Anyway, let's not go too far there. You can see the spikes. I'm going to hit a save here. These are going to come at us pretty quickly, so very little room for error here. Hit your switch. Sidestep twice, or side jump twice left, and then back, and you'll land on the you'll land through a trapdoor that switch opened, which you don't even need to do anything here. It just kind of sends you all this way. This is the key earlier that I was pointing out behind the grate, where there was a small medipack here that we said we'd be coming by with earlier, and this just leaves us right on out to here again. So we've come full circle once again. Now, what was that key, I hear you ask? It's the gold key. Very generic name. but where it's 4 is this lock. The lock that is in fact golden in colour. So we use that. Opens up the gates beside us, which comes as a surprise to absolutely nobody. But I am going to take this opportunity to save. And in we go. Now, there is a little way you can go here to the right. I think it's just for pickups. I don't think there's anything else important here. But it does lock you in with a fish, I might also add. So there's a pickup there. There's the fish. There's the switch here. And that's going to open our way out, which is actually the left side on the way out. So with that done, I'm going to dip back out here just to get some breath. I might just for the first and probably only time, I'm going to use the harpoon gun. We'll use another large medipack here. We picked up another one earlier. I'm actually just going to fire the last 2 in that just to get a reload. But yeah, this is probably the only time that I would use the harpoon gun, because there's another fish here somewhere. Where are you? There you go. And there's not really any other way to kill this, because if you try to go here, he's awkwardly out of the way. And he's kind of hard to hit. So that's the only time I'll ever probably use the harpoon gun. Right. Slight warning here. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm going to tell you. This is a notorious section of this level. Not because it's difficult or challenging. It's notorious because out of nowhere, there are giant spiders. So if you are scared of spiders, I would warn you, because I just feel like that's my due diligence and my duty to you, to warn you before you get absolutely terrified, because they're very skittery. And while I haven't really warned people of the smaller spiders, because I don't think they're that much of a big deal and you can barely see them, there are big spiders in here. And it's so out of left field. Like, you just don't see it coming. You've never had this size before. Come on, pick up the flares, please, Lara. There you go. Like, you've kind of been warned on your way in. Like, all these spider webs and stuff. Like, you expect spiders. And to be fair, like, even in the original, like, the spiders were fairly pronounced. But what you don't expect... I'm going to pull out my heavier pistols for this. What you don't expect is a spider this size. Where is he? Come on. Come on. There we go. Yep. He's fairly sizable. Like... He's big. But not too much of a problem, to be fair. But yeah, just... wanted to give the warning. There'll be another one here. Small one. If memory serves, there's 2 or 3 more. Another one of them is going to drop on us here. Very cruelly. And another one will drop down here. Whoops. I didn't actually mean to do that. I'm going to shoot at him from the other side. Oh, come on. Which way are you going? There you go. There's only one more. Oh. I have never seen that one. I don't think. That got me by surprise a little. Okay, now there's only one more. But basically, all we're trying to do here is just get to there. There is this giant web egg thing just in the middle of the room. Don't worry about it. Nothing comes out of it. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. But it looked a lot weirder in the older graphics. Like it's almost like it's glowing. Or I suppose the idea is it's pulsating. But yeah, just a bit of a weird one, I must say. Like this whole section, nobody really expected to have giant spider section. But yeah, we got it. Anyway, we're going to have our last one just on the other side of this here. As soon as we land, I'll pop a shotgun blast on it. There we go. And that should be the last one. So now that we're over here, line our jump up here to go under the weird egg thingy. And go. And line ourselves up with a slight diagonal jump. This is not actually a slope that you'll slide on. It's just a regular platform. And then once we get to here, we're out of here. Thankfully. And this is going to leave us back out above where we killed the fish. But now we have access to the next key we need. And that is also the last of the spiders we'll need to worry about. Alright, so with that, we're just going to go back the way we came. Back down through. And where the silver key, I think it's a silver key, it might be iron key. Where the silver key goes is around here, where we pointed out earlier that there was another lock. Now, what is it? Yeah, silver key. Now, we're hilariously gonna loop back through this a good few times in very quick succession here to get some pickups and a secret. It's technically not a secret. It's a throwback to the original game is what it is. It's kind of a secret. But anyway, as soon as we jump up here, we're going to be made very aware. Well, we're not going to be made very aware yet. We need to be very aware of the fact that there are rolling boulders that are going to come our way. Can't see them, but you'll hear them as soon as you stand up onto this ledge, and you can just drop back off and hold, and it'll roll right over your head. Same thing is also going to happen on this ledge. So as soon as you're up, you'll see this one coming at you. Just drop back down, let it go over you. You're all good. Grab this pickup. And up this way. So, oh yeah, I forgot about the tiger actually. Here's a weird aggro range where he comes at you a bit. There's also a bird. But yeah, the tiger kind of gets confused. There's another one that jumps you here. So just be aware of that one too. And then in order to get up here, we pull up onto this slope and then just backflip straight off it. It's easy peasy. We're going to do it multiple times. Now, there are two ways to go here. There is up that way, and there's up that way. We need to go left first. There's a door at the top of the right path, which we need to open first. But before we do that, I'm going to hit a save here, because this could go badly. Where we actually need to go is up through there and the passage on the other side of that. But before we do, we have some pickups to get. And we need to make a curved jump. I have no idea how I got away with that. What I actually meant to do was jump across onto the slope, slide down backwards, grab the ladder and drop down. I'm not going to complain though, because that worked out surprisingly well to get those pickups. And then we can just follow this back around and it's going to dump us right out here, where we can just go straight back in and climb up all over again. Is it a little tedious to go around in a circle here like 3 times? Yeah, a little, honestly. Like, I know I've praised this level for like looping around on itself, but those loops feel like you're making progress. This little 3-time section loop just kind of feels like you're going in circles, to be honest. Like, it feels like a time-consuming process rather than making actual progress. Anyway, we can do a little twist in midair to make that a little cooler too. Right, we're actually going to go the right way this time. And this might seem like a bit of a daunting trap. It's not as bad as it seems. If you can angle yourself so that you're jumping onto the very left of this platform, you can easily make your jump up as it goes and just jump straight up again and you'll be fine. Now, this will roll, but it's not a problem yet. You can pick these items up and not worry about it. Don't get too scared of it. It won't start rolling until we get about halfway across that bridge, which we're not going to be doing because we want to go over here. And this is what I was talking about a kind of a secret one. In the original, there's a large medipack in here, in both the original and this version, the remaster. In the original, this ladder wasn't actually a ladder. You could not grab it. It was a fake out and it was cruel. So there was in fact no actual way to get the medipack at the top of this ladder. Apart from, you know, some fairly well-known jumping glitches. But basically the way that this was set up and why it's in that weird corner is because you could see it. You could see this medipack from out over there. Like when you're on the far side of the bridge, but also if you had gotten the first secret there, you could see it. You could see straight into here and you could see there's a large medipack there. It was basically taunting you. But there's no way to get it in the original. In the remastered, they decided they would uncruel it and allow you to use that ladder to get that medipack. But now, the only way to get back up there now is to go all the way back around. So this is the third loop. So we'll quickly blast through getting back up. Hopefully it won't take too long and we won't make any mistakes. But I think we're doing pretty good so far. Oh. Kind of tight angle jumps so as you can actually grab the edge here. If you angle it too far, she just won't grab it. And we get to do our fancy little jump again. Oh no. Took one step too far. At least this one isn't, at least that isn't punishable by death. Right. So we're going to do this little jump again. And we're back up to here. And I'm going to save again because this can be a little tricky timing-wise. I don't want to go back and do that whole run again if I get this wrong. So it'll start coming after us once we're about halfway across. See it there. It's not a big deal going in that direction. We're going to hit the button. It's going to open those doors. We don't know where that is. We haven't seen it yet, but it's at the top of the other path. We've also got another bird to deal with, which can be a little tricky to if you have to try to dodge in any way. But I generally tend not to. Once this goes, you go. And you will just about make it by... some people have talked about jumping around it and running while it's at the opposite end of the bridge. I find that a little challenging, and I struggle to get the timing right on it. So I just do it that way. You still make it in good time. It's no... Whichever way makes the most sense to you, really, is what I'd say. Now, this is a little annoying because I can never get this right first time. Basically, watch I get it first time now. It's a series of springboards. Hold the up button or the forward button until you get to this last one, and then hold action when you hit it. I got it first time. I'm very surprised. There's another bird. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm very surprised I got that in one go. Basically, just hold forward and Lara will kind of just about land on the tiles you need to, and then for that last one, just hold action and she'll grab the ledge. We do have this kind of awkward jump here with a lot of repercussions if we get this wrong, because it's a long way down. Right, these are the doors we just opened, and this is honestly, this room feels the most intimidating in the whole level for me, which is why we're immediately going to save. But we are almost done. What are we at? 54 minutes. Yeah, I thought it'd be about that. One more pickup to get. So we're definitely on track to get full 100% here, which I'm delighted to hear, because if I missed something, I'd have been fuming. So, we do not have a key. It will be our final pickup. You can see a spike wall here. You can see a ladder here. It's not rocket science to figure out that we need to go here and straight up. It's not, honestly, it's not actually too bad there. The wall actually takes its time. It actually takes like a solid couple of seconds to even start coming towards you, so you've got a bit of wiggle room there. I'm going to drop off here and up through here. Now, we've got another spike wall here. I know I'm saving a lot. Believe me, I know. It doesn't actually start to move just yet, but it moves very quickly. So once we go... Oh, I'm so glad I saved. I pressed jump, but I must have left it too late. Basically, we just need to jump onto that ladder. And then up we climb. Now, so we're now kind of overlooking part of this room. You can see that this is a giant dragon thing. We're going to follow the path around here. There's no traps to worry about, but you can see the other side. There's another dragon. So, I don't know if that is supposed to suggest something, but there's a switch here anyway. That's what we're looking for. It doesn't tell us what it does, but you'll find out here very quickly. You can see this gate here on the right is now open. So we have some tricky platforming to do here now. And you can see the key to our right as we took that jump. We're gonna take this slow. Don't want to miss the key. It's actually funny how many times you would jump across and then immediately slide down the dragon, completely forgetting to get the key. Like, it's very possible that happens. Right, so with the key, that's all, everything. That's 40 pickups, that's 3 secrets. We just need to finish the level now. So I am going to hit a quick save here, because if I get this jump wrong, it will be death. So we wait until we hit the short one, and then we jump. Don't leave it too late, you will entirely overshoot that. You need to jump relatively early. And then there's one more here. Now this is a tricky jump. This is a tricky jump. You can't jump through the door. You have to angle yourself to make it through this tiny little gap. Because doors are solid. You will just fall into lava if you try anything else. So now that we got that key, actually don't know what it's called. Main chamber key. We're going to use it here. And now that doesn't give you a great idea of what that did, but what it actually did was raise... It did 2 things. It raised the platform here, which was down before we put that key in, and it opened a trap door up further, which you'll see in a few minutes, but not immediately. So up the ladder we go. I've never understood this little bit. There's a burner on our left that if we tried to get off the ladder on that side, we would immediately die. So it makes perfect sense to get off on the right. Now, there is a platform there with a switch that turns off the burner, but I've never understood why. There's nothing over there. There's nothing to do. So I never use it. And we just keep climbing. I don't get it. I've never understood it, but just thought I'd point it out. Now, what this is leading up to is the room that we were actually in before, where we pulled the switch and got to the first dragon this way, where we got the key. But this time, this door on the left is open, so that we can go this way. And I think this is really clever level design, because you have gone through this exact sort of thing only a couple of minutes ago. And what you did was, you jumped around, you got around to the dragon, and you slid back down having gotten something. It's perfectly understandable that you go, oh, I slide down the dragon. But that could not be further from the truth. If you slide down the dragon, you're going the complete wrong way and possibly die. I think there's a way to get out at the bottom. But basically what you actually need to do is jump. Ah, no. Well, let's find out if it's death at the bottom. I mean, no, there's a platform there, but yes, in that I can't see any way to go. Anyway, let's do this again. Hit the slope and jump. And instead of going down, we go up. That's the other platform that key opened. Or the other trapdoor that key opened. And this little section here was kind of notorious in the original. Because it necessitated you to do a thing that you have never been required to do before, and that the game never tells you you can do. I'll demonstrate here in a second. Basically, we have a sequence of ladders. Now, I've done the exact move multiple times because I know you can do it, and it's extremely beneficial, but you've never needed it for the critical path. Gonna scooch over a little here. So there's no way to just climb through this, it'll just kill you. So take your jump. Oh, I missed. You need to jump at the end of that and grab the other ladder. Makes perfect sense. It's not particularly difficult. I'll try it again here now in a second. I just missed the jump at the end. Get myself back into the middle because you kind of need to give yourself that chance. Maybe leave yourself a little low so you're not hitting your head. Well, I hit my head anyway. Right, so you try to climb up this, but you can see the ladder behind us. We know it's there. When you get high enough here that you can see that there's a blade, you now have to jump and twist in the air to grab the ladder on the other side. And you've never needed to do this before, and Lara's home, nor any other part of this game, has ever had you do that before. And this little bit, apparently, back in the day, 1990 splash, whatever year was this came out, I think it may have been 99 or 95 or no. No, I think it was 95. Could be wrong. I'll check it later. But basically, back before it wasn't freely accessible to go and just Google it, people had no idea you could do that. That twist in midair. So this particular section was a real killer for people. And ironically, this is the end of the level. As soon as we walk up this little slope, the level's done. So they were so close, they just couldn't figure out that one thing. But I digress. That has been the Temple of Xian, my favorite level, the toughest level. But I think it's fantastically designed on the whole. But anyway, we'll move forward. There's going to be a cutscene, and I'll let it play out. Alright, that's it. Yeah, that's a very weird cutscene at the end of this level where Marco Bartoli just stabs himself, but pretty much just dies. It's weird, and this next level is an absolute fever dream of a level. It's really, really weird. You don't really get any context as to why things are the way they are. It's just plain weird. But we'll challenge that in the next video. But for now, thanks for sticking with me through this hour-long traipse through the temple. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you now see where everything is and can take this absolute gem of a level on yourself at some point. But until the next time, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again real soon.